You are a creator. First of all, you are a creator of yourself. So imagine being an actor on this stage which is life, and you're acting out at the best of your abilities that character which is yourself. You're giving it life. You are making of it something that is really channeling the principles you're vibrating, you're resonating with. And you channel this principle in a very unique way, with great love and care and originality. You are your own work of art. You are your own creation. It's not about standing out or becoming a very important person or star. You can be a very simple character, a very humble character, almost invisible, but still channel greatly that work of art which you are. You and only you know what kind of character is yours. And it's always changing, never the same, always transforming itself. Then, and only then, when you feel you are channeling yourself, you will be able to create little extension of you, little creations out of you. They can be anything really, any kind of gesture, action, project. Anything you invent or create out there is an extension of you, of that work of art which you are channeling. The more these little extensions of yourself will be vibrant, connected with that truth that you feel you are. In other words, the more they will be alive, the stronger the energy you can channel will become, because there will be less resistance. Resistance in you is the distance, is the difference of potential between who you really are and who you think to be. The more you become connected with who you really are in that moment, the less resistance there is, the more you can channel, the stronger the energy becomes. So you receive more of anything. You receive more abundance in all the different forms that are possible. More relationships, more time, more resources, more opportunities, more talent, more knowledge, more abilities, more synchronicities. Synchronicity will become much more visible to you, because synchronicity becomes visible when time around you accelerates, when the flow of energy becomes so strong that logical cause and effect collapse onto each other and something just happens without you logically seeing, perceiving it happening. Things start to happen almost immediately, almost at the same time as something else. You think of something, you perceive of something, and that thing starts vibrating somewhere in your world. It becomes visible to you. You start creating a path which is apparently irrational, but actually extremely strong and efficient and direct, to accelerate even more, to see the path, the way in your life. So acting as an actor, being and becoming your own work of art. And then starting to create little extensions of you out there in the world, in any form you want. Anything really, even just a word, even just a little gesture, or great things, as you wish, or big projects. But even big projects are made of little gestures, are made of people saying words, are made of gazes, are made of little interactions. So everything is built onto those blocks that are basically the basic unit of inspiration being acted out, the basic unit of an idea being channeled into reality. So in this process of channeling yourself, you encounter your dark self, you encounter darkness, you meet this dark side of yourself. And this encounter is fundamental, is precious, is what creates the necessary potential for evolution, because it allows you to go into something you don't know yet, the unknown, to explore this dark space which is in you and you can perceive also out of you, which is the space of the unknown, of the mystery. There is fear involved, of course. There is a sense of challenge which can lead to suffering if you keep interpreting it in a negative way. So there is fear involved. There is a sense of uneasiness which comes from challenge, from going into the unknown, from expanding yourself. So there is a sense of uneasiness that comes from more connection, because more connection means more of everything. So it also means more darkness, it also means more unknown, more potential for explorations, and so more challenges, a stronger flow of life around you, more change. So there is fear and uneasiness involved. But just by observing this simple fact, it may become easier to accept that life is challenging, life is difficult, life is made of a continuous interactions and friction, of resistances changing, of different direction, of the adaptation, Look at the natural world. All these little beings making their way into evolution, interacting with each other. Always adapting, always changing, always dying and being born again, Always finding ways to be able to eat, to reproduce themselves, to exchange energy in many different forms with their environment. It can be seen as a struggle, it can be seen as a very, very difficult thing to go through. That component is there, but it can also be seen as a wonderful architecture of life. And anyway, that's what life is. That continuous challenge of forces, adaptation, differentiation. Life is not plain, life is not calm. When you desire that calmness, that place where nothing happens, that life which is, very soothing and just soothing, when you desire that kind of experience, it's because you are still afraid of challenges, of change, of darkness. That's not life. That's a desert, a very sterile place where nothing happens, where, nothing adapts itself, nothing changes, and so nothing flourishes. It very quickly becomes a desert. Of course, this is not about conflict. It's not about chasing conflict, because there is a principle, which is the principle of equilibrium, that regulates life. So yes, you can see conflict in nature, in life, but there's also harmony in that conflict. There's a balance in the environment. There is a principle that organizes this interaction, these challenges, so there is always a balance, a harmony. Nature is a symphony, is a concept where you can very clearly see it's an orchestra playing together, millions of instruments playing together in harmony. In some places there is more harmony, in some places there is less harmonies, but overall you can clearly see this organizing principle. We as human beings live on a level of consciousness in which we can forget that principle. We can live life as a struggle, and so choose, for example, to fight life, to dominate nature, to become the dominators, the predators, the apex. And that's when we create this harmony in that universe of challenges, of interactions. In fact, we look at our planet and we see that the most sterile places, or the places where the symphony of nature is not so strong anymore, are the places in which we did something, we interacted, we planted our banners. So this same situation we project into ourselves, and we live in our mental universe when we fear interactions and change. Because in a sense, that same level of consciousness that makes us as a humanity try to dominate nature at all costs, try to control reality at all costs, and make a profit from it at all costs, that same state of consciousness we live as humanity and also as individuals. We try to control our lives, we try to dominate our lives, you know? This creates the friction, the resistance that transforms a dance into a conflict. It transforms a concert into a dissonant interaction. Becoming a channel of yourself is a lot about coming back to nature, coming back to that concert. Letting go of the need of dominating your thoughts, of dominating your life, of dominating your inner world as well as your outer world. Becoming a channel of yourself, it's a lot about becoming back as being a little plant, a little sprout with strong roots in the ground and your head towards the sky. If you try to resolve your problems, your issues, your doubts through thinking, through controlling, it's gonna be a rough journey. Because you will still be trying to control. You will try to control the need for control with more control. This is what creates a downward spiral. It's not about controlling, even if that's the natural tendency, that's the instinct your mind has. It's not about controlling. It's about letting flow through you, letting pass through you. It's not even to let go in the beginning, because first of all you let pass through you, so you welcome something in through you. Be it a problem, an issue, a suffering of any kind, a confusion. You welcome it, you let it pass through you, you let it interact with you, and then you let it go, without trying to control it, without trying to understand it too much. It's just a passenger. It's not something you have to grab onto. It becomes very painful if you start grabbing onto darkness, because darkness is emptiness. So there's nothing there you can grab onto. You just go down into a downward spiral, always looking for a way to save yourself, but in reality looking for more ways to control that process. So it's about welcoming, letting pass through you, and letting go. And then again, and again, and again, and again. This is a simple energetic process. It's not something you do with your mind, but it stimulates in you an imagery, memories, intuitions of different kinds. So don't attach yourself to them, just observe them. They will become stronger and more clear with time. Don't try to understand them. Again, don't try to control them too much. Let the process be natural. Let the process do the work. You welcome it, you let it pass through you, and you let it go. And you can do this very physically, imagining to welcome something into your heart or from the top of your head and let it pass through you, through your body, and then let it go down into the earth through your roots. Or you can do the opposite, absorbing from the earth and let it go from the head. As you wish, just follow your intuitions. But the idea is to use your body as the energetic vehicle of the process. So for example, there is a fear, there is a worry about something, there is a suffering of any kind, you identify that suffering into you, into your body. Where do you feel the pain? It's in your head, it's in your chest, where it is. And then when you identify that thing, you start welcoming energy into you, for example, from the top of your head, and you let that energy pass through you and then go down into the earth, with the intention of just welcoming that darkness, that unknown which is connected to that pain. You know, what's the lesson there? There is new energy, new information that you welcome through the darkness. You know? And just continue with this process for 1 minute or 1 hour. It can also go on for a full day. It really depends on you, on how you feel. Follow the feeling. When you start feeling a sense of love, a sense of soothing, relaxation, or a sense of understanding, you may decide it's enough, or I want to go deeper, or I receive an intuition to do something else. In the beginning, the fear and the uneasiness can increase, of course. You can unlock some desperation, some tears. You can unlock a strong emotion. That's good, very good. It means you have actually physically unlocked energy into yourself. You're really doing a good job. So don't be afraid if everything becomes even stronger in the beginning. But have faith that if you keep doing the process, keep going through this simple welcoming, and let it pass through you, and then let it go. If you go through this process again and again, then you will find relief. You will find understanding. You will find clarity every single time. Never stop the process if you feel bad. If you feel like your mind is saying it doesn't work. If you feel like I don't want to anymore, I'm not good enough. Never stop the process. Always have the will to go on for a little while until something changes, until there is a sparkle of understanding at least. This is very important. If you feel you cannot do this, if you feel that you find yourself stopping this process many times when you feel bad, when you are in the middle of hell, then it's a good idea to have someone assist you, or to be in a group where you can assist each other. And of course, in all this, breathing is the main vehicle you use. You use your breath to welcome through the inhale, and then let it pass, and then exhale and let it go things. So you use your breathing to give a direction to the energy. The breathing can be very strong, or it can be very soothing. It really can be anything you want. It can be very profound and deep, or it can become shallow at times. But I suggest you try to let the breathing become profound, at least in the beginning, because this way you will help yourself to accelerate the process of conveying this energy through your body, of unlocking these blockages into your body. So let the breathing be deep, going down into the belly, and strong in the beginning, very deep, very slow. It can then become faster in certain moments. You will feel the need for a faster breathing. So the breathing can become faster and then slow again, stronger, less strong. With experience, you will really learn very intuitively how to breathe. It's unique. It's not the same for everyone. But a strong, deep breathing gives you the necessary routing to go through this process in the best way. From there, you can do really anything you feel. So I wish you to really channel yourself in the best possible way in this experience of life you're having. And by this, to start creating little extensions of you out there in the world. Little sons and daughters of yourself, which will stimulate others to channel themselves as well, which will inspire others to the same principles of life you're resonating with, so that we can play together. We can all make a great concert of consciousness. I wish you to become more and more aware of this concept of consciousness which is always taking place around you. All these beings playing to the game of consciousness with you. All these beings channeling themselves. I wish for you to become really an organizing principle in your life, taking care of those consciousnesses that are more in need to become aware of themselves, and receiving help and support and love from those consciousnesses that are so much more aware than you are, so much great and luminous than you feel you are. So becoming this antenna, this vessel between sky and earth, receiving from the great consciousnesses and giving back to the smaller ones, taking care of the environment around you and being taken care by the environment itself. I wish for you to become this little sprout or this great tree which is as simple as a plant, but also as rich and complex as a unique consciousness. Blessings.